Always feels so awkward starting a video off in front of a dealership, but today we've got this. I must have left the cap off my Miracle Grow last night because my Scrambler's got big. Yes, people, welcome back to another video. I'm Bash and this is Nomad Scrambler. Today we're talking all about this bike right here. This is the Scrambler 1200X, which is the cheaper of the two Triumph Scrambler 1200s, and it is so far absolutely incredible. I mean, I've only just left the dealership, but oh man, it's got some torque behind it. It's got some torque behind it. There is not really much change to the 900 in terms of how it feels to ride. However, much peppier. And it wants to go, man. It wants to go, which is cool. Like, that's one of the things with the Scrambler 900 is you do feel a bit of a lull before you feel that power kick in. Let's slow it down here coming into it. I do like the digital display. This is what the new display on the Triumph Scrambler 900 looks like as well, this new circular display. I like the fact that it's still that circular display, still retro feeling, but half TFT. Really nice, actually. One of those displays that you'd either love it or hate it, but hopping on, it feels exactly the same as my Scrambler 900. A little bit taller, I've noticed that straight away. I feel more upright on it. The tank is definitely bigger, I can feel that as well. That feels very nice. One of those things that you don't normally get on a Scrambler 900. You still got that specific Triumph rumble as well, which I like. I'm gonna go down here. Oh, when you open it up, you can feel it. Fourth gear, fifth gear. Is there a sixth? Oh, there's six. And what does it look like? Just under 3,000 revs. Yeah, you can see where that sixth gear would be useful on like on a motorway. We won't stay in sixth. Even in fifth, pretty peppy. We don't need it. We'll go down to fourth. Wow. Yeah, that. You gotta definitely be gripping on with your legs on this one. Where should we go towards? I don't really know where I am, to be honest. We're gonna go right. Very light on the front end. Feels almost similar to an MT-07. And I'm trying to hit national speed roads because one of the things I want to know is what it's like on these quicker roads when it comes to going. The suspension feels a lot firmer. I don't know if that's just my shocks have had it, you know. But in terms of the actual bike itself, there's not really much in difference other than the 300 extra cc's. And I was going to title this video like, is the extra 300 cc's worth it? Yeah, definitely. It picks up so quick, man. It's going to keep saying fuel low. I don't really know how to get out of that because he didn't say anything. Oh, there we go. 23 miles till empty. That's fine. It leans very nicely. I feel like that's been a bit of a crazy start to this video, I won't lie. Slow speed control's nice. I am looking for someone where I can just pull over for a second and just have a little look at it, look around the bike with you. I wonder if people at Triumph know when like motovloggers turn up with their cameras and their microphones, like, do they just think like, oh, here we go again, not a buy? These houses are insane, man. What? Absolutely insane. Let's go towards this way. I don't really know where I am. Have a little quick look through the dash. Oh, you got like temperature, service interval, that's nice. Don't really know what that is. Is that cruise control? That's modes. That's your headlight pass. What's that? That's full beam. Damn it, I thought this thing had cruise control. Maybe not. Trip, yeah, fuel low. So that's like a gear indicator. I mean, yeah. It is very similar. Very, very similar. Very nice though. The only annoying thing is, I've got this tray plate on my back because this bike's not technically taxed, so the tray plate allows me to ride it on the road. The seat's firm. I've got loads of room behind me as well. Absolutely loads. We'll keep going straight, I guess. Actually, no, we won't. Still comfortably flat foot this thing as well, which is nice. The gears are very, very smooth on it as well. Like, you can't. You definitely can't tell. You could easily wheelie this thing as well. I just keep thinking about it then. It wants to pop. Yeah, like this is quick, very quick. And the power's pretty much like instant delivery. Once you've done it for a bit though, you kind of get used to it again. But when you first jump on it, like I first cracked the throttle and I was like, oh my goodness, like this thing's absolutely ripping my arms off. Whereas now, I've only been riding for 10 minutes and I already feel incredibly comfortable on this thing. Right, it really does pick up, like the power is instant delivery. The handling, it feels a lot lighter than my 900. It's a very nice bike. Obviously there's a few things that I don't like aesthetically. I don't like this. I haven't got time for this strip in the middle. Still looking for somewhere to pull over so I can show you guys it. And then we can do like a proper walk around. Maybe I'll cut to when I've found somewhere, because right now it's just me blabbing about the power and it's how lovely it is, which is really nice, but you don't need to keep hearing it. Okay, first things first, that exhaust test. It's a nice looking bike, I think. The braking power up front, you definitely feel that. The potovers, what are they? Yeah, the Mizukis. They're much better than the stock ones on my Triumph Scrambler. Doesn't look like there's loads of adjustability in those, but it is what it is. Again, it's kept the high pipe exhaust, which I like. New LED headlight, and it's quite sleek from the front looking. I think it could benefit from one of those small windscreen. It does look a lot better, I think, with one of those. But yeah, it looks pretty much the same as a 900, just with that 1200cc engine in it. A much fatter tank. dual pistons up front, which is a must. And this right here, this is my favorite feature of the Scrambler 1200. Look at that. That is a rear caliper mounted somewhere that makes sense for a Scrambler. For example, the fact that you don't have that on the Scrambler 900, it's on the underneath, is a massive deal to me, because it limits what you can do off-road, whereas that, you're not going to absolutely hammer that off should you hit a log roll. Again, two big beautiful brakes up front. It's a really nice bike. I do like it quite a lot. And that bench seat, like, let's just throw down the pillion pegs. I don't obviously have a pillion right now, but let's get a feel for what the rear of it's like as a pillion. I think, do you know what? That could be quite nice. The only problem that I foresee do Free Spirits do a H-pipe for it? If so, would they hit me up and sponsor me? And there's no Zard's 6 days slip-ons, which are my favourite exhaust, and it just makes the note so nice. This thing does sound very good. Right, let's get into some serious testing now on our way back towards Triumph. I don't get very long on this thing, unfortunately, so I've got to make the most of it. Gears aren't very short. First is quite short, obviously. In terms of like a push test and the pull test, easily turning. I'm barely putting any effort in. I could just lean the whole bike over. I have instant trust in this bike as well, which is weird, because the KTM that I got on the other week, I really didn't trust like this. When I first jumped on it, I felt very like, not sure about this. But I feel a lot further, like I feel sat up better. And I do feel a lot more with it, should we say, when it comes to the power aspect. I don't feel down on power on this. I do sometimes feel a little bit down on power when it comes to my street Scrambler. Yes, it's a 2019. Yes, it's a little bit old, but like, look at that. It's so easy to lean it over. So just a shame about this. This would need powder coating. There is some good exhaust options for a 1200, just not a Zard, or as far as I'm aware, not the same style as Zard. It's very familiar in terms of how it feels to ride this bike, rather than jumping on something completely different. I feel almost at home on it, which, coming from a 900, you're bound to feel at home on it. Like the guy at Triumph said to me, not much really changes other than the screen in the X. XC's obviously got some more options for you in terms of what you're gonna notice in terms of difference. But yeah, like, I don't know if there's certain things that I would miss. Like, I don't think I could. Oh no, I could actually. You can turn the mirrors upside down, so I could keep my mirrors. Always a whim, because I do like my low mirrors. It does sound very nice. 18 miles to empty. Yeah, I wonder how much it would be to build one of these. Is the only problem. This would be very nice. Is that self-cancelling? F off. F off. This thing's got self-cancelling indicators. No way. No, it doesn't. So if I indicate left now, and I lean left, and then I come straight. Oh no, maybe not. I swear it self-cancelled then. Am I losing my mind? Did anyone else see that? Did anyone else see that, or was it just me? Run it back in the edit, I need to see. I need to know, did it self-cancel? You're about to get sent. It tells you when to change, which is really nice. Well, look at what is going on around here. These houses are ridiculous. Like, that's not even a big house. That's our mansion, and it's like just boom, 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 boom. God. In terms of MPG, I do notice a distinct difference to what I would get on the Triumph, which is nice. The fuel cap is fuel cap again, another thing that I'd like to change if I owned one. But that's where customizing the bike comes in, and not, you know, running something that's not you. If you're gonna make it, you make it your own, don't you? Just wait for a nice clear opening. I've got the power. Wow. Yeah, and on like on the bumps and stuff, like, I don't feel it as much. Compared to what I was feeling on the way over here on the Scrambler, this feels very nice, very comfortable. Yeah, rear brake, very nice. You do notice it sometimes in the corners. Did I come from... Nope, that's the school entrance. No, I definitely came this way, yeah. I remember. You do notice like a little bit of juddering if you're in the wrong gear. I mean, you are a little bit slow into a corner, for example, and you want to come out and you're in fourth or something. There is a little bit of judderiness. It does like start to bog down a bit. Handles very nicely though. I can't get over how quick this thing picks up. Like, I don't think I can explain to you quite what the difference is like in terms of picking up from the Scrambler 900 to coming over to something like this. That extra 300 horsepower is really there. And I've heard that the camshaft being changed in the 900 can do wonders for the performance, but that's a lot of work, whereas this is pretty much out the box, which is lovely. What am I recommending? What's my recommendation with this bike, seeing as I've only got a short amount of time with it? First off, I really like it. I think this is an incredibly interesting difference to what I had been riding in the 900. And I think if you have got a 900 and you're looking for an extra bit of power, if you're doing some motorway work or you take a pillion a lot, you might benefit from the 1200. If you're just kicking around the city and you got a 900, stick with it. But if you're looking to take it further away, then definitely consider this. Anyway, like the video if you do, subscribe if you aren't already, ring the bell so you get notified when I post new videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.